Beast, okay? But before we can do that, I need you guys to fill me in. Once again, who have we met so far in our story? Hadley?
Beauty and her sisters.
We've met Beauty, we've met her sisters. Who else have we met? Connor?
The Beast.
We did meet the Beast. Have we met anyone else? Alice? The dad, what do we call him? What's he called? What's he known as? It's a vocabulary word. Everybody look at your vocabulary words. See if you can figure out what we call him. Turn and tell a partner what he's called. Oh, I don't hear everybody turning and talking to a partner about what he's called. So what's he called, Kinley? Say it louder, Kinley.
Merchant.
He is a merchant. Yep, he's a merchant.
We didn't get this far.
Nope. Okay, so yesterday, what happened in our story? What was the big main climax point of our story yesterday? Connor?
That all the girls wanted something, and he came to the Beast's house, and he got a load, and the dress, and the necklace.
But what was the main problem there? What was the main problem with him getting a rose at that house?
The Beast.
What was the main problem, Weston?
The Beast came in telling him pick the flowers from his magical garden.
Yeah, and that was our magical thing that happened so far, right? The magical enchanted garden. Okay, we are going to take another picture walk to figure out what's going to happen in our second part. All right, guys, who's this? Somebody raise your hand. Who's in this picture? Who's in it, Hadley?
The Beast, the dad, and the sister.
Which girl is that? Beauty. Now, yesterday we said we don't think that any of the girls should have to go with him because it wasn't his fault, or it wasn't their fault, it was his fault, right? So, were we right or wrong?
We were wrong.
We were wrong. Okay, so yeah, Beauty's there. Let's look at their faces. How do they look? How do they look? What do they look like they're feeling, Clayton?
Sad.
Pretty sad, yeah. All right, next picture.
Can I come up there?
No, you don't need to come up there right just yet. Okay, we're just doing the picture
Wait,
walk.
what?
All right. Whoa, that is not the right picture. Sorry, guys. What is happening in this picture right here? What's it look like is happening?
What is this?
Can you recognize any of the characters in this picture?
No.
Kinley? That's her sisters. Yeah, that's her sisters. And who's this?
Beauty.
And who's this?
Merchant.
The merchant. All right. Does this house look like a cottage or an expensive house?
Expensive house.
The Beast gives the merchant a lot of gold coins, so the merchant bought a nice house with the gold coins. Okay. All right. In today's fairy tale, you'll hear that despite his appearance, Beauty found the Beast polite. Say the word appearance with me 3 times. Appearance, appearance, appearance. Let's do that again. Not everybody was doing it. Appearance, appearance, appearance. Appearance is how someone looks on the outside, okay? The Beast's appearance was scary, but he was actually kind, we're going to find out. Okay? So he looked scary, his appearance was scary, but on the inside, he was kind. All right, the Beast told Beauty not to be tricked by appearances. That means don't be tricked by what something looks like where? Outside. Good job, guys. Because how it looks on the outside may not be how it actually is on the
Inside.
Good job. Okay. In today's tale, you're going to hear that the Beast treated Beauty with kindness and courtesy. Say the word courtesy with me 3 times. Courtesy, courtesy, courtesy. Courtesy means good manners. What's courtesy mean, everyone?
Good manners.
Good manners. So that means like saying please and thank you. So that's called a common courtesy. Okay? We just do that. That's good manners. It's polite. Holding the door open for others is also an example of good courtesy. What might be another one? What might be another example of good courtesy? Renzo?
Like if somebody's out in the cold and you open the door and let them out fire. That's courtesy.
That could be courtesy. That's very polite, very good manners. Jonah?
Whenever if you're in the car and someone wrecks their bike whenever they're riding on the road and you're right by them, you can help them up and get out and say, "Are you okay? Do you need a ride?"
That would be very good courtesy. Yeah, that's good manners. Clayton, one more.
If you found a pet laying in the ground that has a broken leg, you can get it to the vet.
Yeah, those are all really kind things that are very polite, and that would be good manners to do that. Oh, that was our last one, Renzo. I'm sure you have another good idea. Okay. As we go through our story today, remember, this book was first written by a woman from where? Where was she from? Where was she from? What country is this taking place in? Weston? France. And what continent is France on? Hadley? Europe. You know what, you guys? That's awesome. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for our movie now, because you guys are remembering all kinds of continent facts.
Plus, that was my continent.
That is your continent, so maybe you can talk about that. Okay. Remember this from yesterday? All right. Yesterday they got the gifts. He sighed. He said, I'll tell you about it in a couple days. Well, a few days later, the merchant told his daughters what had happened to him in the rose garden at the beast's castle. He told them how he had plucked the rose and been confronted by, or came face to face with, the beast. He explained that he had promised to return to the beast and accept his punishment. "Do you have to go?" pleaded the girls. He explained that the beast had said the only way for him to avoid it and not have to go would be if one of them was willing to go and live with the beast. "But I won't allow it," exclaimed the merchant. So, is he going to make them go?
Yeah.
He's going to make them go? Let me read that again. Listen carefully to what he's saying. "Do you have to go?" pleaded the girls. Who were they asking if he had to go? Who are they asking, "Do you have to go?" Who are they asking that to? Lizzie?
Bell.
No. Listen carefully. He explained that he had promised to return to the beast and accept his punishment. "Do you have to go?" pleaded the girls. Who is the one who's saying he's going to accept his punishment? Kinley? The merchant. So is he going to make one of the girls go? No, he's not going to make them. "I will go," Beauty said quietly. So did he ask Beauty to go for him? No. What did she do?
She said that she wanted to say it for him, so he didn't want to do it himself.
Yeah, so she wanted to go. "No, Beauty," said her father. "I am the one who took the rose. I shall go back to the beast. I would rather go myself for 100 years than send you." So you guys were right. He should take responsibility for himself, and he wants to take responsibility, doesn't he?
Yeah, man, I was decided.
"No, father," said Beauty. "I want to go." Her father tried to change her mind, but Beauty was determined. Everybody turn in your packets where it says determined. Axton is right there sitting on the table. Nope, right there. Determined means with strong feeling that you are going to do something. So in our story right now, what is the strong feeling that Beauty wants to do. What is she going to do, Axton?
She's going to go and sit with the beast.
She's going to go and stay with the beast because she is what, everyone? She is
Determined.
She is determined that she's going to go. Have you ever been determined?
Yes.
Have you ever been determined? Have you ever been told, I don't know, but you were determined you were going to do it anyway?
Yeah.
How did that work out for you? Someone raise your hand and tell me. Did it turn out good or bad? Jonah?
Kind of good and kind of bad.
What were you determined to do?
Go swim in our pool yesterday, but my mom wouldn't let me.
You were determined.
No, don't do it.
Did you go anyway?
No, but after dinner, she said you might be able to go after dinner. And we went after dinner. She's like, Jonah, you're not going to get to swim in the pool next time.
Okay, so it didn't really turn out too well because you were determined to get in the pool and then you were told.
Kinda, because I don't want to get in the pool next time either because it's going to be so cold.
Yeah, but you got in trouble. So that one kind of not so good, not so bad. You got to go swimming, but then you got in trouble because you shouldn't have went, right? But you were determined to go and you went. That's a good example of determined. We're determined. It's not always good for us, is it? No, it's not always good for us, okay? So she's determined. All right, back to our story. So she was determined. Beauty would not change her mind. She felt strongly that she should go in her father's place. Gotta wait for it to load. All right.
We already saw this picture.
A few days later, Beauty and her father returned to the castle. When she first saw the beast, Beauty could not help shuddering. Anybody know what shuddering is?
No.
Does anybody know what that means? Use your body to show me shuddering. If you think you know what it means, what is it? Yeah, you're kind of like shaking. Why would she shudder when she saw that beast? Use the vocabulary word. Use the vocabulary word to tell me why she shuddered. Use a vocabulary word to tell me. Lizzie? Why would she shudder? Because he's what?
He's scared.
Oh, I want you to use the vocabulary word that we learned. What vocabulary word means that he is scary? Oh, we're not given the answer. Calling a friend to help you if you need to. Fearsome. So she shuddered. She was shivering. She was scared to death because he was so fearsome. Okay? Beauty could not help shuddering and shaking because of her fear, but she tried to conceal and hide her fear. "Good evening, old man," said the beast. "Is this your youngest daughter?" "Yes," said the merchant. "This is Beauty." Beauty curtsied before the beast. Does any girl want to stand up and show me what it might mean to curtsy? You can stand up, girls. You can stand up if you want to try and show me what it might be like to curtsy. Let's see it.
I don't know.
Nobody want to try?
Do you have any dancers in here that would have done a program, dance, and then at the end curtsied?
Anybody curtsy?
Yeah.
Lorenzo, boys don't curtsy. That's just what girls did. Okay, boys bowed. Okay, everybody put your mask on because we're gonna stand up.
No.
I haven't done a play, but I get so scared at.
Put your mask on. We're gonna make Zachary to see us. Okay, if you're a boy, I want you to bow. If you're a boy, I want you to bow. And if you're a girl, you're gonna pretend to grab your dress. You're gonna put one leg forward, and you're gonna curtsy. Okay? So you put your leg forward, and you're gonna curtsy. So boys, you're gonna bow, and girls, you're gonna curtsy. So she met him, and that's how people used to do that. Whenever they would meet each other back then, they would come to each other. Axton, okay? And what would you do? You would curtsy. You're a boy. What would you do? Show me what you would do. You would bow, and I would curtsy. Okay, let's see. Everybody, we're going to do an activity real quick. Oh, if we can't handle being out of our seats, we won't get to be out of our seats. Lizzie, I want you to sit down while we do this. Everybody else stand up. Lizzie, you need to sit it out because you weren't doing your job. Okay, we're going to walk around, and whenever we pass a girl, we're going to If we're a girl, when we pass someone, we're going to curtsy. And if we're a boy, we're going to bow. So when I say stop, you're going to grab a partner and you're going to do that. Okay, go. Mix around. Mix around. And stop. Okay, Miss Kenley. You got to curtsy to me.
I got two. You guys get
All right, we're going to do it again. Walk around.
one round.
And stop. Oh, do you want me my partner? Oh, nice to meet you. Okay, go back to your seats, walking feet. Oh, Clayton, I love the hand motion that you did. Very gallant, which means you're a gentleman. So, she meets him, and she is terrified, but yet she's still being very what? Kind? What do we call that? Does anybody remember that word we talked about? No, it started with a C. It was called courtesy. So she curtsied, which is a form of courtesy. Those are two separate words. So curtsy is whenever you first meet someone and you kind of bow to them a little bit, but as a girl it's called a curtsy. Courtesy is good manners. So she was showing what? Good manners, even though she was terrified of the beast.
Can we do that again?
Not right now, okay? Maybe later for a brain break, okay?
That'd be so cool if we
Oh, draw it back in. Draw it back in. We can do fun things, but we have to stay focused. Good evening, Beauty, said the beast. Are you here to take your father's place and live with me in the castle? Yes, I am, said Beauty. Okay. What's happening in this picture? What's it look like? What's it looks like happening right here, Nevaeh?
that she just rolled the necklace that the beast is giving her.
The following day, the beast gave Beauty's father a trunk filled with golden coins and sent him on his way. As Beauty watched her father ride away, she held back the tears. Beauty, said the beast, fear not. Things are not as bad as they may seem. You've given yourself for your father's sake, and your goodness will be rewarded. Listen to me and heed this advice. What might that mean, heed this advice?
Heed?
What would heed this advice mean? Any ideas, Connor?
Nice.
He says, heed this advice. What's advice, Connor? What's advice? What is advice? Kenley, what's advice? What? Yeah, it's whenever you give someone directions that are supposed to help them, right? So you tell someone something. So he says, heed this advice. What might that mean? Heed this advice. Oh, sit in your seat. If we're jumping out of our seat, I'm not calling on you. Axel, what do you think heed this advice might mean?
I think it means that, like whenever the beast told her the advice, I think that means, like she wants her to remember this.
Oh, he wants her to remember it and maybe what? To do what he's saying. Good? Yes, good. He wants her to remember it and he wants her to actually do the advice. Not right now, okay? You need to wait. Okay, no, sit down, Renzo. Okay, so he says, heed this advice. All right. The advice that he gives us is, do not be deceived by appearances. Trust your heart, not your eyes. Okay? So remember that, what's he kind of saying? What did we say that meant? Not to be deceived by appearances. Appearances are how we look where? Everyone?
Outside.
So he says, don't let that fool you how I look on the outside. I want you to look deeper at how I look on the inside. So don't be deceived by appearances. Deceive means to be fooled. Deceived means to be fooled. Okay? The next day, Beauty explored her new home. The Beast had been right. Things were not as bad as she had feared. The palace was actually quite lovely. She found a huge library filled with books she had always wanted to read. She went for a walk in the lovely gardens where songbirds chirped her favorite tunes or songs. I haven't changed it yet, Marissa. When it was time for dinner, Beauty was greeted by a staff of pleasant servants who prepared none other than her favorite meal. I have a question. Do you guys think it's strange that the birds could know her favorite songs and the servants could know her favorite food, even though it's her first day there? How do they know? How do they know what her favorite song is and what her favorite food is, even though she just got there, Marissa?
Maybe it's because he's magical and he can tell.
Oh, so we have a little magic going on. Maybe a little, what vocabulary word could we use instead of magic? Jonah?
Enchanted.
Maybe we have a little enchantment going on from, remember enchantment, that's all the way from our very first story. A little enchantment going on, okay. Good evening, Beauty, said the Beast. Beauty was still startled and a little scared by the Beast's appearance, but the more time she spent with him, the more she found that he treated her with kindness and courtesy. Remember, courtesy means good manners. He pulled out her chair and sat next to her at dinner. He listened to her stories about her family and spoke kindly to her while they dined. The dinner turned out to be less painful than Beauty had imagined. When it was over and it was time to say goodnight, though, the Beast turned to Beauty and asked, "Do you love me, Beauty? Will you marry me?" Beauty did not know what to say. She was afraid that the Beast would be upset if she declined or said no. Seeing this, the Beast said, "Say yes or no," without fear. Trusting his words, Beauty replied, "No, thank you," as gently as she could. "Very well," said the Beast. "Good night, then." After that, every night was much the same. Beauty dined with the Beast, and the Beast treated her with great kindness. She even began to enjoy his conversation. Little by little, Beauty got used to the way he looked. Despite his appearance, Beauty found the Beast polite, and his courtesy and elegant manners put her fears to rest. But when the meal was over and it was time to say goodnight, the Beast always turned to her and asked, "Do you love me, Beauty? Will you marry me?" Although she cared for him more and more with each passing day, Beauty always felt that, as hard as it was, the only answer she could give was, "No, thank you." One night, the Beast noticed a sorrowful look on Beauty's face. Sorrowful means very what? Sad. "Beauty," he said, "I cannot bear to see you unhappy. What's the matter?" We're going to pause right there. We've got just a couple questions. Who went to live with the Beast in his castle? Who went to live with the Beast in his castle, Landon? Beauty. Yep. Did we predict that Beauty would go? No, we were kind of thinking she wouldn't go. We thought who would go? The merchant or the oldest sister, right? Is living at the castle as bad as Beauty had expected?
No.
Why not? Why not? Why isn't it as bad as she thought it was going to be? What's she get to do there? Kinley, what's she doing there? It's big and she gets to do what? Whatever she wants. She gets to listen to her favorite songs, eat her favorite food, read her favorite books. Why do you think Beauty is sorrowful? Why do you guys think she might be super sad and sorrowful? Even though she gets to do whatever she wants, Hadley? You think she might miss her family? "Oh," she said, wiping away a tear. "I am just sad because I miss my family." She paused. "Especially my father. He is getting older, and if his health is failing, I worry that he may need me. If only I could see him, just to make sure that he is well." "But, Beauty," said the Beast, "if you leave me, I fear that I will never see you again, and I will be alone forever." "Dear Beast," said Beauty softly, "I do not want to leave you. I would be very sad if I could not see you again. But I long to see my father. I really, really miss him. If you will let me go for 1 month, I promise to come back and stay with you for the rest of my life." "Very well," sighed the Beast, "but remember your promise." What is Beauty's promise to the Beast? What's she promising him, Connor?
To come back next year.
And to never what? Once she comes back, what will she never do? What will she never do, Lizzie?
Never leave.
She'll never leave. Wear this locket as a constant, which means all the time, reminder. Every time you see this locket, you will remember your promise to return to me. What's a locket? Anybody know? Alice?
It's like a necklace.
Yeah, and what's on the inside?
It's like some lockets you can open up.
Yeah. Yep, it can be opened, and they're usually on a necklace. When you want to come back, simply open the locket and say the words, "I wish to go back to the Beast." Okay. Look at this picture. Everybody look at this picture.
Can I come up there?
You can sit back there. Can you see the board? Then yes. I just want you to look at the picture. You don't need to look at it very long. Describe to a partner the change of Beauty's family since the beginning of our story.
Their sisters got married and they had their dresses on. And she's not pretty and they have a new house. Well, everything in the house is new.
Okay, class. When Beauty awoke the next morning, she was in her father's house, not the old country cottage, but a fine new house in the city that he had bought with the riches the Beast had given him. Her father hugged her and wept for joy when he saw her. Soon, Beauty's sisters came to visit with their new husbands. They seemed to be happy, but Beauty could tell they were not. One sister had married a very handsome man who was so in love with his own face he thought of nothing else. Who do we think he is? Which man in the picture do we think he is? He's so in love with his face he can't think of anything else. Which one do you think he is, Kenley?
The one on this side.
What color is his suit? The blue suit guy, you guys agree that's probably the one obsessed with himself? The other sister had married a clever man who entertained himself at others' expenses. Do their husbands look like nice people?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Day after day, Beauty enjoyed being with her father and doing whatever she could to help him. When the time came for her to return to the Beast, she found that she could not bring herself to say goodbye to her father. Every day she told herself, "Today I will go back," but every night she put it off again. Do you guys think Beauty's going to go back?
No. The necklace.
Then, let's wait for this. Then, one night, she dreamed that she was wandering in the garden around the Beast's castle when suddenly she heard painful groans. She followed the sound and discovered the Beast lying on the ground, and it seemed he was hurting. Beauty awoke with a start. "Oh, how could I do this to my poor Beast?" she cried. "It does not matter that he is not handsome. Why have I been refusing to marry him? I would be happier with him than with someone like my sisters have married. The Beast is honest and good, and that matters more than anything else." She opened the locket hanging around her neck and said firmly, "I wish to go back to the Beast." In an instant she found herself at the palace. But where was the Beast? Beauty ran through the rooms of the castle, calling for the Beast. There was no answer. Then she remembered her dream. Where's the Beast at in her dream? Where is the Beast in her dream, Layla? He's laying hurt. Where was he hurt at? Does anyone remember where he was at that he was hurt at? Hadley? outside in the garden. She ran to the garden. I'm going to wait for it to load. She ran to the garden, and there she found the beast stretched out on the ground. Beauty cried, "Oh no, he is..." She couldn't bring herself to finish the sentence. "It's all my fault." She fell to the ground and took him in her arms. Beauty lay still as Beauty's tears fell upon his face. Then he slowly opened his eyes. "Oh, beast," Beauty sobbed, "how you frightened me. Thank goodness you're still alive. I never knew how much I loved you until now, when I feared it was too late." Now, how did he come back to life? Her what brought him back to life? Her what, Weston?
Her tears.
Her tears brought him back to life. In faint voice, Beast said, "Beauty, I was dying because I thought you had forgotten your promise, but you have come back. Can you really love such a dreadful and fearsome creature as I am?" What do you guys think she's going to say? Yes, said Beauty, "I do love you." And once again the Beast asked, "Beauty, will you marry me?" What's she going to say?
Yes.
"Yes," she answered. "Yes, Beast, I will marry you." Before she finished speaking, a flash of light beamed around her. Beauty gasped and covered her eyes to shield and protect them from the bright light. When she opened her eyes again, she no longer saw the fearsome Beast, but there, lying at her feet, was a handsome prince. "What happened to my beast?" she asked the stranger. What actually happened to the beast? What happened to the beast? What do you think, Landon?
Since she said she'll marry him, it changed him.
She changed him. Then Beauty noticed that there was something familiar, something she knew about the stranger's eyes, like she'd seen those eyes before. "I was the beast," said the prince. "A fairy put a spell on me and changed me into a beast until someone would agree to marry me. You're the only one who has been good enough to see past my appearance and into my heart." Beauty gave the young prince her hand to help him to his feet, and they walked side by side into the castle. They were married the very next day, with Beauty's whole family there to help celebrate, and they lived happily ever after. Okay, go back to your seats, please. Woo! Okay, were your predictions correct about whether one of the merchant's daughters would go in his place and about which daughter? Were they right? No, we weren't right. Okay, all right, we need to fill out our fairy tales chart, okay? Because we have all kinds of events now to put into our chart, don't we? Hadley, will you grab the chart? It's folded up over there and bring it.
Excuse me, Miss Marvin. Are we going to do this?
Turn your voice off. Yes, I hope we do get that, but you need to turn your voice off. Thank you, Hadley. Okay, guys, turn your voices off. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Hadley. All right, who is the royal family? Or the royal characters? Who are the royal characters in our story? Let's see, Lizzie.
The two girls, Belle, her sister.
Are they royal?
They were royal.
No, they're not royal.
They were rude.
Who were the royal people in the story, Weston?
The beast.
The Beast, he was actually a what? So whenever they got married, who also became royalty?
The beast. All 30 of the sisters.
Who became royalty when they got married?
The other sister.
No, Beauty became royalty after she married him. Because he was a prince, so she would have become a princess after they got married, right? Who are our magical characters? We already have the Beast. Well, there was another one it talked about. Who are the magical characters? Layla? Who put a spell on the beast? The fairy. Okay. What about magical events? We said flowers blooming in winter was magical. What other magical things happened, Clayton?
It was the flash of light and birds. They knew the song and the food. The food that she liked. And the flowers.
Yeah, we already had that.
The bears.
How did Beauty get back to the beast? What did she use to get back to the beast? Axon?
She used a magical necklace.
Yep, a magic locket. There were lots of magical things in this one. We had flowers blooming in winter. We had magical lockets. We had flashes of light. We had birds knowing songs. We had servants knowing food. Did it have once upon a time? Yeah, we already did once upon a time beginning. Did this one have happily ever after ending?
Yes!
All right. Yes, Nevaeh. Okay, now we're going to answer some questions about our story. Okay. All right. What happened in this story that could not happen in real life? What were some things that happened? Hadley?
A beast cannot turn into a person.
A beast can't turn into a person, and a person can't turn into a beast. That's a pretty good one. Layla? Well, you need to wait, okay? You need to wait, Weston, okay?
Beasts aren't real.
Yep, beasts aren't real, so even a beast, a talking beast. Alice?
Roses don't bloom in winter.
Yeah, roses don't look. All of our magical things can't happen in real life, right?
There's only one beast.
Okay, how come Beauty could go back to see her father? Why did he let her go back? Lizzie?
Probably because they were falling in love with each other.
So they were falling in love, and what was she feeling?
She was feeling sad.
She was feeling sad, so we let her go back. Okay, Jonah, Randall, Kenley, come grab a board chip.
I heard him talk.
Okay, does Beauty go back to the beast after 1 month? No, she didn't. What caused her to finally decide to return to him? Why did she decide to go back to him? What happened, Marissa?
One night she had a dream that he was laying down and she did love him and she came back thinking that it actually did happen.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the beast? After we've read the whole story, how do we feel about the beast? Do we feel like he's still fearsome?
Yes.
He still scares us?
No. Yes. Sometimes.
He could be scary if he looked like a beast, but how do we feel about him?
No, I don't think he's scary.
What do you think, Clayton?
I don't think he's scary.
Yeah, you just think he's a normal guy? All right. Now, what lesson, I want you to talk to a partner, what lesson, put your mask on, can we learn from this story? What lesson can we learn from this story? Landon and Lizzie, Hadley and Connor, and then Axon and Marissa. And you guys know your partners that are at the back. Okay, what lesson can we learn from this story? Think about the word appearances. All right, go back to your seat, please. What lesson did we learn from this story, Marissa?
That people can change and that you should always keep your promise.
That's a good idea. What about with the word appearances? Think about that word appearances. Layla?
That's what they look like on the outside. It doesn't mean that's what they mean on the inside.
How we look on the outside or our appearances aren't always how we are on the inside. I think that's the perfect lesson that this story wanted to teach us. Do you guys have any other questions after we went through all of our questions? Any questions? Okay, we're going to do one more word work activity before we take our break. Okay? So, in the read aloud, you heard the Beast tell Beauty, wear this locket as a constant reminder. Say the word constant with me 3 times. Constant, constant, constant. Constant means something that happens all the time. While Beauty was at the castle, she had a constant thought of her father. A new puppy needs constant attention so it doesn't get into trouble, right, Lizzie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that new puppy of yours. Can you think of something that's constant or always happening? Use the word constant when you tell about it. Jonah.
My kitties are always crawling around.
Your what?
My kitties are always crawling around in my dryer.
It wouldn't be always, it would be
Constant.
they are constantly crawling in your dryer. Layla.
When I lay down by my puppies, they always come.
Not always, they constantly.
Constantly come up and lick me.
Yeah, whenever she's laying by her puppies, they constantly come lick her. Axton.
Somebody keeps saying a word over and over.
They constantly say the word. Constantly. Try and use the word constant when you say it. Marissa?
My dog constantly licks me when I'm sad.
Your dog constantly licks you when you get sad. Clayton?
My dog constantly always whines.
You don't need to say always after my dog. Constantly whines. Brenda?
Kitty always constantly comes up and snuggles me.
Who?
My black kitty always.
Your black kitty constantly comes up and cuddles with you. Last one, Lizzie.
My puppy constantly sleeps all the time.
Your puppy constantly sleeps all the time. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys some questions, okay? First, what's the word we're talking about?
Constant.
Constant or constantly, either way, okay? All right, I am going to give you a sentence. You're going to say that is constant or that is not constant. Say that is constant.
That is constant.
Say that is not constant.
That is not constant.
My friend would not stop laughing. No, is that constant? My friend won't stop laughing. So are they constantly laughing? Yes, so that is constant. The lights flicker on and then off. And then they're on and then they're off. Is that constant? No, because they're on and then they're off. So you'd say that is not constant. My stomach hurts all the time. That is everyone, you need to say the sentence with Mrs. May. We're going to start over. My friend would not stop laughing. No, the sentence. That is constant or that is not constant. My friend would not stop laughing.
That is constant.
Perfect. That is constant. The lights go on, but then they turn off. That is not constant. My stomach won't stop hurting.
That is constant.
The bus stops and then goes. That is not constant. The rain won't stop falling.
That is constant.
Perfect. And we are going to stop there for today. Okay? So what we're going to do now is you're going to put your vocabulary words and your packet back in your bin. You need to put on your mask. And we are going to try to do Go Noodle today, if it'll load. It didn't load for us yesterday.
Let's finish our, I'm going to try to finish my, no, it didn't work.